Hola clase, bienvenidos. Hoy vamos a hablar sobre unos verbos irregulares en el pretérito. So our topic today is irregular verbs in the preterite tense, and we're first going to start with irregular stem verbs in the preterite. So to talk about that, we first need to discuss what is a stem of a verb. The stem of a verb is what's left once you drop the AR, ER, or IR. Okay, so if we were looking at the verb here, poder, which means can or able to, you would think that its stem is POD. Okay, and if you were conjugating the preterite, if you didn't know any better, that's what you believe the conjugation would be. But that is wrong, because poder is an irregular stem verb. Its stem is not POD. Okay, you will see here in today's lesson that the stem is PUD. Okay, on this screen, you see the list of 12 verbs that we are going to talk about today that are irregular in the preterite tense because they have an irregular stem. Okay, you see here those verbs, their meaning in the preterite tense, what their stem looks like, and then the endings. Okay, we're going to put those all together here on the next few slides. Okay, please fill in your note guide as we go. You'll notice that I have done hacer for you. Hacer is the verb to do or make, and to conjugate that in the preterite, you have hice, hiciste, hizo, hicimos, hicieron. You'll notice here that the he, she box is bolded and underlined, and that's just to draw your attention to the fact that hacer is irregular in that he, she form on top of being irregular because we want to preserve pronunciation. We change HICO to HIZO, okay, hizo. Okay, the next verb on your note guide is the verb venir, to come. When you conjugate venir in the preterite tense, its stem is VIN, and you get vine, viniste, vino, vinimos, vinieron. The next verb on your note guide is querer. Now, querer is a verb that changes meaning in the preterite. In the present tense, we learned that querer means to want. But in the preterite, it means something different. It means to try to. And then no querer means to refuse. Okay, you should also know that querer's stem is quis, Q-U-I-S. Okay, its preterite conjugation is quise, quisiste, quiso, quisimos, quisieron. The next verb is poder. You'll notice, just like querer, poder also changes meaning when used in the preterite tense. In the present tense, we learned that poder means can or able to. But in the preterite, it changes meaning and it means to succeed. Okay, its stem is P-U-D, and its conjugation is pude, pudiste, pudo, pudimos, pudieron. Poner. Poner means to put, place, or set. Its stem in the preterite is P-U-S, pus, and its conjugation is puse, pusiste, puso, pusimos, pusieron. Saber. Saber is yet another verb that changes meaning in the preterite tense. In the present tense, saber means to know information or facts. But in the preterite, it changes meaning and it means to find out. Okay, its stem is sup, S-U-P, and its conjugation is supe, supiste, supo, supimos, supieron. Andar. Andar means to walk, and its stem is anduv, so its preterite conjugation is anduve, anduviste, anduvo, anduvimos, anduvieron. Your next verb is estar, to be. Its stem is estuv, so its preterite conjugation is estuve, estuviste, estuvo, estuvimos, estuvieron. Tener. Tener means to have, and its stem in the preterite is tuv. So its preterite conjugation is tuve, tuviste, tuvo, tuvimos, tuvieron. Okay, moving to the last section on your note guide are J stem verbs. Decir means to say or tell, and its stem is D-I-J. So its conjugation is dije, dijiste, dijo, dijimos, dijeron. you'll notice, again, that is bolded and underlined because that is slightly irregular on top of being irregular. Okay, it's not dijeron. Okay, there's no second I, it's just dijeron. Traer. Traer means to bring. Its stem is traj. So its preterite conjugation is traje, trajiste, trajo, trajimos, trajeron. Again, the they form is irregular on top of being irregular. It's not trajeron. No, it's trajeron. And lastly, we have conducir, which means to drive. Its irregular stem is conduj. So its preterite conjugation is conduje, condujiste, condujo, condujimos, condujeron. Again, irregular in that they form because it doesn't have the I. It's not condujeron, it is condujeron. Okay, then you see on your note guide, you've got 4 more verbs to write down their conjugation, and these verbs are just irregular. Okay, they don't have any regular stem or anything like that. They're just irregular in the preterite tense. First, we have ser. Ser's conjugation is fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fueron. Remember, the verb ir shares that exact same conjugation. Fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fueron. And you're just going to have to use context clues to decide when translating what it translates to. Okay, so for example, if you saw yo fui, does that mean I was or does that mean I went? Okay, you will have to use what's around that sentence, the context, to figure out what is being said. Okay, the next verb on your note card is dar. It means to give, and its preterite conjugation is di, diste, dio, dimos, dieron. And lastly, you have ver, to see, and its preterite conjugation is vi, viste, vio, vimos, dieron. Okay, that's 16 irregular preterite verbs. We saw most of them in Spanish 2, so we're just practicing and reviewing them for Spanish 3. Okay, speaking of practice, you've got here 12 practice problems. I need you to complete these 12 problems by conjugating these verbs in the preterite tense. Please notice every single verb here is irregular. You will need to use your notes. And lastly, I would like to point out, in case you didn't notice or remember from Spanish 2, these irregular verbs, all 16 of them, they don't carry any accents. Okay? All right, please take a moment, pause me, and work through these problems. All right, let's review. Number 1, I walked 2 miles. Yo anduve. 2, you drove the SUV. Tú condujiste. 3, Juan took a hike. Juan dio una caminata. 4, my friends found out the truth. Mis amigos supieron la verdad. 5, we put the sleeping bags in the tent. Nosotros pusimos. 6, Eva was sick for 2 days. Eva estuvo. 7, she didn't go to school. Ella no fue. 8, you looked at the nature. Tú viste. 9, we brought matches. Nosotros trajimos. Number 10, I refused to camp. No quise. 11, my friends didn't take an excursion or a day trip. Mis amigos no hicieron. And lastly, 12, the tourists had to pay the fare. Los turistas tuvieron. Okay, I know that was a lot of information for today. We will continue to practice these verbs, but you're going to have to study them as well. We also will have a song that will help us remember most of our irregulars. Okay, if you have any additional questions or comments, please write that down on your note guide. Y muchas gracias. Adiós.